Hello and good morning. So this morning, of course, I had my coffee as usual. Currently, it is 9:30 a.m. CST, and I'm already tired because I did. I decided to use some of my mental energy to analyze my past a little bit and why I am the way I am. Um, but before I get into that, I guess I should talk about what I want to do in the next couple of days for my week. And today, I think I'm going to go to the library and I'm going to print out my resume, a few copies of my resume. Um, and I may spend some time today to, after doing that, just walking around and seeing who needs a body, for me to get money. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. And I think I'm going to be doing that for like the next couple of days because I want to hit a bunch of different areas, along the red line of whatever red line. It's a train line, so mainly there, and I don't want to be too far away, so I don't want my commute time to be too long. Um, and if it does occur in which I do have a long commute line, I can find ways to occupy my mind. Which is why I brought myself a bunch of notepads and notebooks, and there's a library nearby, as I mentioned, so I can always I don't want to own books though as of now. I don't really have the space for that, so I do have to do book rentals. So, anyways, so I did say I wanted to analyze some things about myself and why I'm so unhappy in this world, and I realized that I knew about this. I've never really implemented it. The irrationality of rationality, really, that basically is saying that I've chosen the wrong axioms, or what, I actually never had axioms. I decided to just jump into the chaos and look at things from a non-subjective point of view. That's my scientist mind, I guess. So I can't really say, or I do have values, but I kind of detach myself from my values so I can objectify everything, because I want to. That's like my natural tendency to objectify everything. But I realize that has been the source of basically all of my pain I've had in the past. Basically all my life is the fact that I want to objectify everything. And I want to look at it without any lens involved and without having my values in the way. So, I went too far, and I lost myself in the process. And I'm trying to pick up the pieces again. So, let's see here. What else did I say about the? Yeah, I guess. Like choosing a subscription. It's kind of like, I don't know, like choosing a streaming service, whether you want to do Netflix, Hulu, or HBO Max, or Disney Plus. I haven't really chosen my subscription yet, but I still need to analyze who I am before I decide for what subscription I want to have for me to finally choose a path for myself. And I mean, the irrationality of rationalities everywhere. Basically, I mean, you can also look at it the other way around, the irrationality of irrationality. A lot of people. Well, that's the thing, is that. I didn't like the rationality of irrationality. I lied to myself way too often, but that's the hidden nugget I've needed to achieve some kind of stability. It's always been in front of me, and then I was not a good person. I really wasn't. I left it people for valuing the rationality of rationality, even though that's literally what I needed in my life, and I'll laugh at their faces because of it, and I feel guilty for it, but it is what it is. So I guess what else was I thinking? I have a lot of thoughts here. I did have them. I guess I lied to myself about one thing, mainly is the fact that I said it. For some reason, I pretended that I didn't like people. I really do. It's just that I was afraid of them, really. Because of, again, it's the victim mindset. And when I was younger, I tried opening up to people, but a lot of them were not really that nice, and I guess I gave up after a while, so I didn't bother making connections with others, and, well, so yeah, that really kind of just boils down to that, and, yeah, all the pain it caused, and I was afraid of that pain, but, to really feel any kind of happiness in this world, you have to accept some kind of pain, obviously, or some subscription. Yeah, the whole masking thing is not that great either. I guess what I was thinking was that I pretended to seem like I was strong, even though in actuality I was weak, very sensitive, and because of that, I decided to construct my identity on just one thing. I guess it is a value, being smart and intelligent in the world, but it's not really a great value, because that value is tied to your ego. I feel like I need better values than that, and one of them is, I guess, valuing humanity and what I said in the video before, and the picture of humanity, and kind of, seeing how I can help a little bit, I'm still tired thinking about all this because I think it's going to take me a long time to process all this stuff. But I'm getting there. Just one step at a time, I guess. Yeah, so my one-dimensional identity, I would chase... it's weird because I would chase some smart people things as long as it were, towards my own kind of an isolated environment, but the comparison is a thief of joy. So I avoided smart people things, that invited some kind of competition because I would directly compare myself to their achievements and whatnot. So, yeah, a lot of processing to do. A lot of processing. I think that was it. I made a synopsis for most of that. Those are just like the thoughts that I had, and yeah, my ego was very fragile. Still is. I need to break it down a couple of times to really add some fortitude to it. But yeah, one step at a time. So those were the things I wrote down. I could delve into it a little bit deeper, but I don't know. I'm just tired as of now, so it's kind of hard to really talk about all the instances and my history in which all of those problems have manifested into the present. But it is, yeah. I was, I'm a mess. I still am a mess. I'm better. I'm less of a mess than I was in last year at least, and the year before that, and the year before that. Yeah, but I'm glad I'm figuring this out now. Yeah, so I'm a little bit excited today. I'm gonna run around and look for a job. Yep. What else? That's all I really had to do today. I guess I'll go to the grocery store, and I'm running low on coffee. I like my caffeine, I guess. Man, this is really tiring. I actually talked to my sister yesterday for about 2.5 hours, and boy, oh boy, she has reached much further to me when it comes to the self-improvement aspect. She's happy. She seems happy. But part of me is like, there's like a judgmental part in my head that's like, why is she so happy? Why this world is so bad, and there's so many negative things, but there's still a lot of positive things, of course, like anything else. You just have to shift your perspective and your lens in the world and do the best you can to make it a better place, right? Knowing me, I am a big fan of Elon Musk, and he did mention in one of his, I think it was an SXSW speech, and he talked about, it was an interview, and then I guess he stood up and he had a little speech, and he talked about inspiration and how we shouldn't just be dealing one problem, one problem to the next problem to the next problem to the next problem and whatnot. There should be a meta structure, a meta goal and an inspiration for where humanity needs to head. And I definitely agree with that. I don't have the emotional attachment as much as he does as of now, because I'm further behind. So I have a lot of things I need to process in here before I can really start focusing on the external world and where I want to see myself in it and how I want to see it, and how I can contribute to the collective consciousness of humanity to a degree. And he did talk about us becoming spacefaring creatures, and that's that is very aspirational. That's all. Like, that is what's the word? I can't really think of the word right now. Oh well. Yeah, that is really, it's inspiring. It really is, and I can agree with him to some extent. That's going to take a lot of work, but I'm glad he's trying his best. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll be as morally rigorous as him, because it's really nice to see somebody like that in this world, to have some kind of hope in this world. But, and also, I think there was another interview of Elon. Was it Elon Musk? No, of course I watched Jordan Peterson. I think there was an interview of Jordan Peterson, and he talked about like staring into the abyss or the darkness of the world, and if you look into it for long enough, you can really see the light. And I think I am starting to see it now, which is why I had, that depression. Some people go through it younger. Some people go through it a little bit later in life. I was a little bit later. I think there were a lot of people at a younger age. I just kind of ignored all the signals. I ignored myself. I ignored my thoughts and my feelings, and now they're manifesting, and now I see what they mean. So, yeah, looking to the abyss and realizing that it's not as bad as you may think it is, And that was another reason why I wanted to, I was always in my ivory tower. I read a lot of books. I liked philosophy a lot, and I would always weep and mope about the hopelessness of the world. And, I thought that, maybe I should just collect more data before I say anything else. So that's why I moved here to a city. I wanted to see the world with my own eyes, I guess, because I did close myself off for all of my life, really. I didn't travel much, I went to Puerto Rico every once in a while. I pretty much went up and down the East Coast, but other than that, I didn't go to Europe. I didn't go to any other countries, not even the West Coast, But, I want to start traveling more often, and, maybe I'll see things that I've never, I have this picture in my head that, what is there to see? And there really is a lot to see. I kind of downplayed a lot of it. But yeah, so yeah, I do have a lot of problems, really. Most of my problems just came from my childhood. My sensitivity and one-dimensional identity, and all of those, I can kind of look at all the problems that are occurring now and what's going through my head that I would consider to be a problem, and they kind of just boil down to those instances in my life. So, yeah, I'm glad I came to that realization. And I just had to accept the fact that I'm not there anymore. I'm in a completely different environment. I'm around a lot of mature people that don't want to hurt me, people that are, a little bit more developed than the people back then. So I'm learning to accept that slowly, and I'm starting to become more open towards the world, and I am becoming happier. I may seem like I'm discontent right now and unhappy, but I'm just tired because of all this stuff right here, all this stuff I've been thinking about. So, yeah. I did hit the 14-minute mark, so I did that, and I don't want to force it since I'm there. I think that'll be it for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.